Ladies and gentlemen, here we are back at the historic Alumni Stadium for an entrance like no other. It's the undefeated Shawsheen Tech Rams coming out for not only a regular Friday night, but a more important because the stakes have never been higher. It's the postseason, guys. Playoffs have arrived, and a team with experience, with a championship pedigree, and a heart that won't quit. We gather today to watch history be made. Sophomores, juniors, seniors. Once you're on that field, it doesn't matter because this is playoffs. What matters is what you do and how you're remembered. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Shawsheen Tech football. And the crowd begins to roar. The Rams have arrived with smoke, the purple that smells of victory, and the flags to prove it. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here for the first round game against the Salem Witches, who come here to Alumni Stadium for the perfect matchup and what is going to be the beginning of a very long and hopefully promising postseason for the Shawsheen Tech Rams. I'll be calling tonight's game for you here for WCTV. My name is Jack Hamilton Smith. And as the game gets started off, I want to take a moment to thank you for tuning in and catching WCTV's coverage. As everybody knows, WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officer. WCTV Sports is powered by B&B Training and Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, Frangos Chicken Fingers, Giovanni Roast Beef and Pizza in Tewksbury, Knowledge Brokers Realty, McGovern Hyundai on Route 93, Red Heat Tavern, Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, Sarkisian Apparel, Wilmington Ace Hardware. Under the Lights is sponsored by Atlantic Behavioral Health, Burton's Grill and Bar, Dandy's Ice Cream, DePercio Construction, Wilmington Knights of Columbus, Mayflower, and Tewksbury/Wilmington Elks. The teams line up for the captains to meet in the middle as we get this game kicked off here for what is going to be an important playoff matchup. My eyes are going to be out on the running backs tonight as we've got the captains approaching the middle. We got Captain Dylan Pratt. We got senior James Tildesley. We've got Jake Banda, senior. Number 57, Eric Banda, his brother, also a senior. And, of course, last but not least, we've got number 50, Nathan Maladane. We've got a bunch of dual sport athletes out here for the seniors tonight repping as Shawsheen and their history of excellence gets ready to prep off. The coin toss has commenced. Teams are switching to their sides. And the games begin. Everybody is fired up for the playoffs. Now, Salem is bringing the energy. On the road, coming here to an undefeated stadium. Up against the reigning champions to start off, first seed energy.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Alumni Stadium here on the campus.
Got to have a lot of respect for the Salem.
Defending Super Bowl champions. Tonight, the Rams welcome the number 16 seed Salem High School Witches to the Charles Lyons Athletic Complex for the first round of the MIA Division V State Tournament. On Tuesday, the Rams will join All-Americans in honoring Veterans Day. Tonight, we invite all veterans and active military members to please stand and be recognized.
The Rams beginning in their salute to service. Acknowledging the veterans for this upcoming Veterans Day. WCTV also wants to acknowledge the veterans and thank you for your service.
At this time, we kindly ask if you would please rise, remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
Now we will play the national anthem.
And the first in defense men and women of the emergency services, the firefighters, and the police department of the United States. This is the moment we've all been waiting for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble!
And the Rams are prepping to rumble here at Lyon Athletic Center. The Shawsheen Tech Rams, reigning Super Bowl champions, #1 seed going up against 16 seeded Salem Witches. As we prep for this game here, Shawsheen has elected to take the right side of the field, and Salem is going to receive the ball to start the game. Important names to be keeping an eye out for, of course, is going to be the classic band of brothers known as the Bando Brothers. We've got Eric Banda, we got Jake Banda, both going to be out there and making big plays for us on defense to get this game kicked off and started. The defensive line is a really big deal here for the Shawsheen Tech Rams. These guys like to bring the pressure. They want to shut down the run game quickly. And like I said, we're going to be keeping an eye on the run game today. It's going to be an important way to gauge how this game is going to be determined. And the kick is off, and playoffs has begun. Salem Witches with the return, and we're going to be taken down into traffic and around the 25-yard line.
Return will be spotted around the 26-yard line, where Salem will take over first and 10 for the Witches.
Salem gets set to start this game off with our first look at offense. And as we get this game started off, #9, Jake Lister is the quarterback out here for the Witches, under center. Lined up, he starts it off with a run, and it's immediately going to be taken in by some bodies by the Rams. We got 4 or 5 of them swarming to wrap him up just to get it started. Like we said, the run game is going to be really important in determining the outcome for this game, of course. #5, Elvis Espinal, correction. Elvis Espinal with the first run to start the game going. Under center, they snapping it again. Single back. And that's going to be a sack by the Rams. #41 getting in there real quick, Rick Raymond Jr. making a huge play to stop any kind of action. Didn't give him much chance. Jake Lister, once again, with not a lot of opportunity, as that O-line is full of holes to get this first drive started. How the Witches handle it from here with a 3rd and long. Three receivers wide. And the Rams showing pressure. And they're calling a false start. It looks like it's going to be on offense. Behind the line of scrimmage. It looks like we're going to be taking that back for the Witches. Rams were showing pressure clear with both linebackers stepping in to provide a little bit of input. Five yards taking them back, still third down, re-gauging how we're going to play this. We had a wide receiver in motion coming from the slot going out wide. So lined up, it looks like it might be man coverage here. Is wondering if we're going to be seeing a lot of pressure once again by the Rams. They're sending 5. He got the ball out. That was a clean pass. And pass completed, but it looks like it'll be short of the first down, probably around the initial line of scrimmage. And the Witches look like they're staying on the field or hurrying up. 4th down. I imagine we're going to be seeing a punt here. And it definitely looks like we're going into special teams formation. Now, Patty Sabay is back there for the Rams. That's a special team, special player right there. A name that the crowd loves, especially when he gets some of the ball. So Hattie hopefully going to get this ball here. It's going straight up, not going to Hattie. And it looks like that's going to be caught dead by the Witches. They're going to be bringing that ball to about the 40. Rams 1st and 10 with their first look at offense. Question here is going to be who we get the first snap going to. Now, the Rams have been making it known that the run game is important to them. And like I said earlier, the Banda brothers are a huge factor to that run game. You've got the younger brother who with a little bit of speed likes to scat and bring it out there. That's Cam Banda. He's a sophomore. While the 2 senior Bandas, Jake Banda 42 gets a lot of looks. Starting off with the first run of the carry. Oh, to the great look to the outside, and that's going to be a first down. Great run there by number 21, Cameron Banda, immediately popping in, making a name. And who's surprised? Cameron Banda and his brother Jake were splitting the looks in the backfield, and they're amazing 1-2 punch. They couldn't be more of a thunder and lightning pairing. It's just something really fun to see, especially when you get James Tilsley leading the block out there. He is a force to be reckoned with in motion. The guy is a total truck. So lining us up out there, we've got quarterback Adam Caruso, senior, number 8. He is sitting behind in the pocket. Looks confident, comfortable with that space that he was getting. Another run here with Cameron Banda. And that's going to be brought down quick. That was a great tackle by the Witches. And that was number 5. That was Elvis Espinal, the running back from earlier. It looked like he may have also been the kicker. The guy looks like an absolute athlete for the Witches. So we'll see what kind of pressure he brings today, a name to remember. Elvis with a great tackle for loss right there. He is fired up, and he wants to see the Witches match that energy. Now, the Rams are lining up here. It's going to be a 2nd down. See how they respond to that tackle for loss. I imagine they're going to keep it on the ground. 2nd and 11. And going to be given up to the other brother Banda here. That's going to be Jake for the outside. Great cut inside, and that's a first down. Jake Banda just being the perfect knuckles to his brother Sonic. That is a great pairing and a great change of pace. What a good look. Running to the right side, and he found his blocker to ensure that they get the first down. Rams rolling here with 2 great runs to get this drive started. We've got Cameron Banda coming off the field, and it looks like Quinn Carbone is going to be coming in. He's a specialty triple threat player. He can do a little bit of the running, a little bit of the catching, kind of a DB too. So the junior stepping in right here to alleviate. It looks like they're going to have him out wide, and we got Jake Banda in the backfield with Tilsley up in the fullback position. So it's going to be a play action here. Great look, going to the outside, and no, nobody was there. I think he overthrew Carbon a little bit. So Quinn was trying to cut up a little bit. It looks like Caruso was, had a little bit of miscommunication there, but he had a clean pocket and some time to make a throw. So it's going to be 2nd down for the Rams. Caruso with his first pass attempt off of a nice play action design. He's running back out there. Rams getting to the line. Out wide, you've got wide receiver Dylan Pratt, multi-sport athlete. He's a captain, and you're going to hear his name big time come this basketball season as he's a real impact player for the Rams. Running it to the right side, or left side this time. It's going to be a great cut inside by Jake Banda. He's got space. He's got a blocker. He's got a stiff arm, and he's out of bounds in about the 4-yard line. A fantastic run by Jake Banda there. He had space and opportunity. He took that to maybe the 1-yard line. See where they spot this. It's going to be a 1st and goal for the Rams here. Caruso taking charge. And Caruso is out wide. Looks like they're going to a wildcat formation. And we've got Banda trying to call it quick, snap quick, straight to Banda. Jake runs it in for a touchdown. Ride the hot hand all the way. What a drive by Jake Banda. The Banda brothers being the offense that drives the Shawsheen Rams to the first score of the game. First points on the board. It's going to be 6-0, looking to convert this PAT. What a fantastic quick snap call there, and a great vision by Jake to find the open lane. And the kick is good. This is going to be 7-0 with 7:10 to play here in the first quarter. Shawsheen has taken the lead. It's a great way to start the game off. You set the tone with a quick 3-and-out, and then you go on to have a 6-play drive that ends in a touchdown. Beautiful offense here today just to get things started. You got to give some credit here to Al Costabile, the head coach here at the Rams. I mean, he has got a clean record of excellence here, and he has brought a franchise together to show all the area what happens when you bring talented kids and give them the right opportunity. We look forward to seeing exactly how the Witches respond on this drive. Everybody lines up for the kick to get the ball started for the second opportunity here for the Salem Witches. Cameron Wallace with the kick to start the game. And a boomer going. Oh, that's going to be a great kick to the outside. Oh, and he's going to return that. He's looking to bring that back. It would be a questionable call as that's dropped him down at the 10-yard line. It's playoffs. Everybody wants to make a play. So you got to shout out to the kick there by Cam Wallace. That was wonderful work. He's pinned them back in the coffin. And the Witches line up with a 3-wide receiver set. Quarterback snaps it off. It's going to be tackled right there at the line. It's going to be there's a flag on the play behind the line of scrimmage. Might have been called dead. Would have been a dominant sack there if it had hold. We'll see what the call is. It looked like that penalty was on the offense, and it was going to be declined here by the Rams. So Shawsheen's going to. Rams have chosen to decline, force a second down. It's already 2nd and 4, so they're satisfied with this opportunity now. He's trying to get him to jump. Jake Lister here, looking calm under pressure. Snaps the ball, and that's going to be on the ground. That was a drop ball. Looks like the ball came out. The Rams have taken the ball. Rams have taken control of the ball. That ball came out. I want to say that was a missed snap. This is what happened there, and the Rams just got in quickly. It was just really hard to call from up here, but what I can confirm is that the Rams have gotten the turnover on downs, so or completed the fumble recovery. So we are back on offense after about 45 seconds of defense. And the Rams are sitting in the red zone just as they drew it up.
First and 10 for the Rams. Witches territory.
The hot hand was Jake Banda only moments ago. We assumed it would be a run to the right side, and it sure was. He busted it on the inside. There was a great open hole, but a better tackle made by the defense there. It's getting feisty out on the right side. Tidsley was carrying his block all the way to the end zone.
Handoff is to 42, Jake Banda. Across the 5-yard line. Second down.
Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see exactly which player from the Salem made that tackle, but it was a beautiful tackle that shut down a wide open lane. So great stop there by Salem to keep this as a 2nd and goal. Two wide receivers out wide. You got both. Oh, Jake Banda actually is taking another Wildcat snap right up the middle, and he met a lot of bodies there. That's a stop. The Witches held him short. We are on the 1-yard line. I mean, this is another opportunity for a direct snap to either Tidsley or Banda is my assumption. We are 3rd and 1. Team breaks wide again. It looks like we're going for another Wildcat. Looks like we're going to give it back to Jake Banda. Defense lines up. Jake takes it to the right side, and a nice little cut. That's a touchdown. He busted it to the outside, one-on-one coverage, and he made the move. He only needed a few inches there, so great touchdown by Jake Banda. He is one away from a hat trick, folks. We were talking about 13 points with 5:14 remaining here in the first quarter. The Banda brothers are making a name for the family once again. Legacy season in play. We line up the kick for the point after. Salem got back there. It was a close one, but it looks like that's going to be another extra point. 14-0 with 5:14 remaining. Cam Wallace coming back out there. He's talking with Coach, and Coach is asking him if he can put a little bit of that zhuzh on there one more time for a nice corner pocket kick to get the game started off. Now, the last thing you want if you're Salem is to get down 3 possessions and be forced to continue to run the ball. You want to be able to pass on them if you have to, but you want to be in control of when you choose to pass. So Salem needs to score here to keep this game within reach. We're still in the first quarter of the first half, so there's more than enough time here in this first quarter of play.
Kicking off for the Rams, number 28. Cameron.
But the last thing you want in a playoff game is to be fumbling the ball on your own 10-yard line. So let's see how the Witches respond from this adversity. Cam Wallace line up for the kick again. He squibbed it a little bit. That's short. Beautiful. That was a touch on a guy. It's open, and we diving on it. The Witches are diving on the ball to try and protect it. Great move there. Wallace's kick landed right into the hands of a Witches player, slipped right through it, and the Rams were real close to having another fumble recovery. Witches lining up for what is a really important drive moving forward. We've got senior Jake Lister out there. He is a junior. 6'2", 165. Kid is an absolute athlete. You can tell he's got the juice. We're excited to see what him and number 5, Elvis Espinal, come up with here on this drive. Two lined up out back. And right into Rams coverage. Looked like another fumble by Espinal. The refs are calling that another popped out ball. Elvis had maybe a second to gather the ball up before 44 James Tilsley was there. That is the kind of double sport, absolute dominant line athlete James is right there. I mean, he is a beast multi-sport athlete here for Shawsheen. What a hit. What a play. Rams back on offense. 1st and 10. You got both the Banda brothers, Jake and Cam, in the backfield. Jake with the ball, with a lot of space opportunity, and he walks into the end zone for the hat trick completed. It is 4:57, folks. Jake Banda has just received a 3rd touchdown in this first quarter of play. That was a great play call right there. Split backfield. Faked it to Cam Banda. Jake busted to the right side to continue the beautiful game that he has had today. Finds his blocker, and the rest is history. It's 20-0 with 4:57. And that's a dinker, folks. That one hit the right post. That is no good. So we are sitting here at 20-0. This is some love and life here. The football gods have spoken. Salem, this is your chance. The Witches were given some good luck. I'm going to assume this is coming from a couple of brews. Some wizardry took some place here to catch the right breeze. But 20-0, more than enough time. We really need to see the Witches hold on to the ball here on this next possession. That's going to be the most important thing. We got to imagine how intimidating it's coming in, playing here at Alumni Stadium, knowing that the reigning champions make minimal mistakes. But the run game has got to be one of the most dominant run games in this collegiate area. I mean, Jake and Cam just have such a 1-2 punch. It's wonderful to see. They both have a little bit of that explosive energy, but they change the pace so lovely. Wallace with another boomer kick. And that's going, oh, nice short kick there with a good stop. They're going to try and make a move. 2, 3, 4 bodies, and the Rams have brought him down. It's going to be short of the 20-yard line there on that kick. And we're going to call it at the 16, 17-yard line. Salem, we haven't seen them get past the 30-yard line here today. So we'd love to see them get on the other side of the 50 and get into some scoring range. Salem's got a wide receiver out wide with single coverage. It looks like we're going to be sitting in a lot of bodies here, probably about 4. At least 4, we're going 5. We got a man in motion for Salem. And no time. Another sack. Blown up immediately. Number 57, Eric Banda. He wasn't going to let his brothers take all the credit for the day. Eric with a solo sack in the backfield, about a 10-yard loss. Now Jake Lister is given very little opportunity right there. He had a pass play opportunity with a little bit of what may have been a nice coverage look, but the Rams D-line is not joking around. We got a player in motion. Elvis is going wide. He's got the speed, and Lister is throwing it away. That would have been there's going to be a flag on the play. It looks like, oh, this might be a safety depending on who this flag is on. I think it's going to be on the defense. They're calling a safety. That was intentional grounding on Jake. Jake was nearly sacked. He wheeled out, and he was standing in the end zone when he decided to throw the ball away. So an intentional grounding in the end zone. It's going to be a safety. Salem can't catch a break. That is the 4th score here for the Shawsheen Tech Rams. (22-0) with 4 minutes and 3 seconds remaining. The Witches will be punting the ball to Shawsheen Tech. And you don't even really want to blame Jake Lister there, of course, as the quarterback. He's a junior. He's doing his absolute best. This D-line is not playing around. He's got no time behind there. The punt is good, and it's going to be Cam Banda running it back. Open looks, open lane. Guy's got vision. One man to beat, and he is brought down at the 33-yard line. That was about a 30-yard return. That was a great return there by Cam Banda. They're going to take him off the field, just let him get some rest. Nearly cribbed that. It was a beautiful run. I was always saying, Jake Lister made a business decision there. He was already being brought down. You just get that ball a little bit further ahead and not directly out of bounds. It was a tough call. Rams 1st and 10, spreading wide, trying to get, I'm imagining another carry to the Jake Banda, and there it is, busted it to the right side. He cuts it inside, great run to the zone. It looks like there's a flag on the play. Jake Banda is having a night for himself, folks. I mean, we're talking at least 7 carries at this point, 3 touchdowns, and about 70 to 60 yards, if I had to assume. He's busted off a couple of big ones, and the Wildcat formation has been very favorable for him tonight. The Witches away crowd is trying to fire up the team. We heard the cheerleaders scream, and now we're hearing the family and the traveling fans look for some life. They are replaying first down based on the flag. Looks like it's going to be a 5-yard penalty. I'm imagining it was a holding call. And we got quarterback making his first throw of the game. It's going to be a pass completion for the screen. That's a fumble. And that went out of bounds. That was a close hustle there play. Nearly recovered by Salem. That was number 8, Cesar Mesa Castillo, with a fantastic effort. Almost saved the ball and kept it in. But passing completion, that's going to put us down to the line of scrimmage, I think. So we're going back to where we started, 2nd and 10, maybe 2nd and 11. Nice pass completed there. It was a clean throw by Adam Caruso. Ball snapped. It's going to be a run to Banda. Banda's tripped up behind the line of scrimmage. And that's going to be a tackle for loss. No gain. Correction, no gain. And that's going to bring us to 3rd down, I believe. 3rd and long. See what kind of pass they cook up here on the next play, assuming they don't choose to run it. Jake Banda is in the backfield again. We got 4 wide receivers out wide. Quarterback Caruso stepping up, throwing a pass, and that was overthrown. He had a clean, wide open receiver, but it was a little bit high. He had Quinn Carbone with the opportunity to maybe cut that up, but we're now looking at a 4th down, so we'll see what coach decides to do here with the 22-point lead. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds remaining, and the clock is stopped, of course, after that incomplete pass. It's a little bit cold out here tonight. Everybody's a little bit chilly. The breeze has not stopped. I'm going to give credit to that when it came to the missed PAT earlier, but give a little bit of credit to these boys out here playing in the winter. Got to chill here in the postseason. May lead to some dropped balls here and there. We're going for it on 4th down. And we're passing it short to Banda on the screen, and that's going to be out. Great coverage there. No one was fooled by Salem's side. So that's going to be a turnover on downs. That is huge for the Salem Witches, okay? They needed this to get some momentum going. Fantastic defensive play. I'm not sure we liked that play call here on the Shawsheen side. I mean, obviously you want to give it to one of your playmakers and let him, turn it up for some space and some opportunity, but there wasn't a lot of space. And I think at this point, if you're looking at a 4th and long, we'd maybe want to see us air it out. Show us what Caruso's got in that arm. But you're up 22. You want to play it safe. It makes sense. And you're sitting on the 30-yard line, so maybe let's try to go for it. And we're sending 5. A lot of heat going into Lister, but he gets the pass off completed. Elvis with the room. Elvis tried to cut it out for a big play. He's holding on to the ball this time, though, and that's all that matters. We're getting down for second down. Huge, huge completion to get a little bit of momentum going for the Witches. Elvis Espinal with a fantastic effort there. He's a playmaker. It's tough when your featured playmakers are having a tough night, but the only way to get them through it is to get them through it with reps. So you just got to keep giving them looks and opportunities so you can make it up to the team. You could see there, if he'd caught that block, we may have been talking about a different game right now with the energy. We're looking for another pass. 3 men on him. There was no one to throw it to. We didn't get that out there. It looks like we were caught up in all the blocks by Banda. He was on top of that when we had 3 men under the defensive, past the offensive line. So Lister was face down with the rush of the Rams. You got that Ram power coming straight through you from the D-line. Lister is yet to have a clean pocket to throw from. We'll see what kind of opportunities we got here. It's going to be about a 3rd and 5. Lining up 3 wide receivers wide. You got Elvis underneath. Adjusted snap count. Looks like we're trying to get a jumper. And that's going to be a flag on the offense. We're moving this back. Now we're looking at a 3rd and 10. These are the tough mistakes that you can't have when you're going up against the #1 seed. It's not enough to be good. You've got to be nearly flawless to beat an undefeated team in their undefeated home turf after 4 years. Lister with the hard count snap, trying to get somebody to jump. He's thrown underneath. He's got his man. That's a completed pass, but that's only going to be for about a yard. That pass was short underneath for about the yard of scrimmage. So Rams are all over that. That's going to be a 4th down opportunity here. What are the Rams looking? It seems like they're going to be sending out return coverage. Yeah, they're going to be doing a kick return here. Running out there is Hattie Sabay and Nate Smith, a couple of absolute speedsters. Nate Smith, another dual sport athlete. You see him come basketball season as well. These guys got the juice. They are absolute burners. So let's see what kind of special plays they get if they can get the ball. Kick is up. It's going Hattie's way. Oh, Hattie fumbled it. He picks it back up. He's standing up. And he's tackled, but at least he didn't turn it over. That ball went right through his hands. He was trying to make a play quick. You could tell how excited he was. But good on him to fall on top of it and keep that ball protected. We've got about 24 seconds here in this first quarter of play. WCTV is here covering Shawsheen Tech's playoff home game against the traveling 16 seed Salem Witches. The score is 22-0, and Shawsheen looks to add another touchdown to a 3-touchdown day, keep things going. Everybody's scoring here for Shawsheen, at least. On the offensive side, special teams, defense. We need a special teams kick return from Hattie Sabay. That would be the cherry on top for a first-round playoff game, honestly. Running again to Jake Banda to the right side. He's busting it outside. He's got space. He's going up the line. He is running. He is tackled. 3 guys met him there. It was great defense to cut him off. He had a beautiful outside lane. Way to get to the coverage. Flag on the play. Looks like we're going to be – oh, that flag is coming way back. Holding offense. That play is going to be coming back. It was a really close look, but it looks like the wide receiver was holding on the outside there for that great run. So we'll be taking this one back. Womp womp indeed. Fantastic timing by the sound effects guy, but you got to play by the rules, and that's just the double truth, Ruth. So we line back up for what will be a replay of first down. There's 12 seconds left here in the first quarter, so I assume we're still going to keep the ball on the ground. Yeah, we're running it to the left side this time. It's Cam Banda, that change of pace speed, and that's a first down. Fantastic holds by the offense, and especially a fantastic hold by the wide receiver to keep that lane wide open. So that'll be our first quarter. So we're going to be wrapping this one up. The score is 22-0. It has been a dominant first quarter here for Shawsheen. I mean, absolutely rolling here with the Rams, but it's all done by the work ethic and the time and dedication these boys have been putting in all season. I mean, this doesn't happen by accident, folks. We got to give a lot of credit to the amount of hours and practice that these high schoolers have been putting in, and the thought and energy the coaches have put into developing each one of them, not just as players, but as men and for their character. We are happy to see such success. We still got so much football to play. If you're a fan of the Rams, you got to be a fan of tonight. I mean, I don't know what else to tell you. All that we need right now at this point would be a nice special teams return play, or if we can get another huge interception. I mean, you know, we'd be so for it here if you're a fan of the Rams. Now, if you're a fan of the Witches, I just want to say that everybody has got 3 quarters of opportunity left in this game, so it's not one-sided by any means. Salem, it's still within your power to turn this around. It's 1 touchdown at a time, folks. And I'm being as sincere as possible when I say the moon is eerie, the black cats are running across, and so the Witches are willfully in their power to make something happen. We're flipping the field, of course, as we switch quarters. And the Shawsheen Tech Rams take the field for offense once more. You got number 15, Nate Smith, outside wide. Number 13, Cole Pellegrino. And number 1, Quinn Carbone, lining up. It looks like we're swinging it to Quinn. It's a screen pass. Bad. At first, it was a bad blocking there, and it looks like it'll end up being flag-worthy blocking. So Quinn had a look for a second, but we did not get away with that one. That's for sure. If you're gonna, if you're gonna hold the defender, guys, don't do it right in front of the refs. Okay. So we're bringing that play back for a repeat of first down. We're gonna take it back a little bit here, a couple yards. Had a feeling when you saw the 3 wide receivers out wide that we were going to be throwing that ball. We had our speedsters out there. Salem's coach is fired up, and he is clamping down big time, because when you make mistakes like this, like Salem is seeing Shawsheen do now, you capitalize. It's your best chance. Nathan Smith with a jet sweep underneath. He is running it to the outside with full head of speed, and he gets that back to around where they were when they lost that penalty. So it's going to be a fantastic play. About the 45-yard line there, about a, I'm going to say 12-yard play, 10-yard play. There's a huge pickup there and a great look. You got to shout out the coaches for giving all these guys different opportunities here, because that was a beautiful play design to give one of your most talented speedsters a good look and a change of pace. So Nathan Smith out wide, lining up again, snapping it short to Banda. Jake Banda running hard. 1 man to beat with a push-off. He's going to the outside. He wants another stiff arm. Jake saw 4 defenders on the Witches side. He could have turned on the Jets and kept it going down the sideline, but instead he chose to run right into the defender to shrug him off. That was just a tough guy mentality. And so you like to see that by Jake Banda, looking for contact, not afraid to fight. This is exactly why on offense and defense you get a lot of tough plays by the Banda brothers. Jake is still back there lining up as they get set. We've got Caruso speaking with the head coach, going out there to tell the team exactly where we're going from here. The control center is locked and loaded. Huge first down play. Clock is rolling. We got 3 wide receivers out. We've got Dylan Pratt out wide. We've got Cristiano Alfos, and it's going to be a run direct snap to the QB there. Caruso running it up, and that'll be a 3 or 4 yard gain there. Caruso fighting.
Caruso on the keeper.
You saw him shrugging off, telling people, get off me. My team is up. And I love to see that kind of energy by the leader of the offense there. Adam has completed, I believe, all but one pass today in this first half. When you're holding on to a 22-point lead, you naturally aren't going to be throwing the ball that much, zipping it, but he has delivered on nearly every single one of his pass attempts when his number has been called. We got 2 wide receivers out there, or 2 running backs in the backfield, lined up for a split carry. It's going to be a play action read. A nice pass to Tilsley underneath. He breaks the tackle. Beautiful play design. Once again, like we were just saying, Caruso, every time his number has been called, he steps up in the pocket. He is ready to handle all of these pass attempts. It's nothing to him. Adam delivers his first touchdown pass of the day. Tilsley with his first passing touchdown on the day. And the Rams move from 22 to 28 as we wait for this PAT. Folks, there's 9 minutes left in this second quarter of action, and Caruso is having an absolutely beautiful game. Now, the offensive coach is pulling the team together right now. He wants to let them know that be happy about the fact that we've got 29 points, but don't be satisfied with it, okay? You can do more and you can tighten up. He wants them stepping on the other team's throat because this is the tone you set for the rest of playoffs. Remember, it's never personal, it's just competition. Salem showed up today being the road away team. They already came in with a lot of adversity, so to rack it up to 29 with 9 minutes here is just a big, big battle. But every day is a war, and I know these witches are ready to fight. That's what it means to play football, folks. Fantastic play call here by the Shawsheen Tech Rams as we line up to kick the ball back in for Salem's opportunity to get their name on the board with some points. A lot of the drives today for Salem have ended in either a fumble or a kick, so we're hoping to see them get this ball into their own red zone on this drive. Cam Wallace lining it up. He's telling his team to lock in. Special teams make special plays, guys. He kicked that straight to the guy. He dropped it once again. There are Rams all over the place. Bodies everywhere. 5 bodies taking him down, and that's going to be a tackle at the 28-yard line. So great special team swarm. Cameron Wallace with another fantastic kick there. And the Salem fans traveled all the way to be here tonight. They are expecting some serious action here on the next play. And the coach has just called, the refs have just called a flag on the play. It looks like we're moving the ball back here. It's a delay of game on Salem. Salem is going to have the ball move back on them. That's a costly penalty already. It's not great for the mentality. You can guarantee that. Okay, that makes a lot more sense. The correction here, this was a too many men on the field. I could have sworn I saw the ref counting the number of players, but yeah, too many men on the field. The 12th man is definitely here for the Witches. She is sitting right next to the staircase, and she is fired up for Salem. All right, we got press coverage here with the 1 wide receivers out. It looks like we are pushing hard. Busting it outside is going to be a play action, and that's a tackle. That's a sack again. Beautiful sack there by number 50, Nate Mallandane. Nathan Mallandane, a beloved player here by the Shawsheen Tech Rams. It was only a matter of time before we heard his name. Man is a beast, absolute muscle hamster, burling through to get that tackle. And what a huge, huge sack. Clock is ticking. It's 8:35 here to go in the first half, and we hope to see a little bit of time, honestly. That's all we can really ask for at this point is to see that Jake Lister gets a little bit of time to make a read here. Wide receivers are barely getting past their marks. We're stepping up big. We're going deep. We're throwing deep. That's a fade. Oh, and it was right into the back. It looks like they're going to call pass interference. This is going to be a really questionable call here. Refs look to be calling pass interference on Nathan Smith, number 14. I'm sorry, Ralph Raymond, number 14 for Shawsheen. The flag was immediately after the pass. I'm not sure he would have been able to get back to it anyways. That looked like great coverage, but and it's not going to be a pass interference, but I think they're going to call it. And we're calling it a holding penalty. So we're going back to the initial line of scrimmage. No, it is pass interference. And we're replaying second down. We're clearing the field. We're going back to 2nd and 10. So Rams get brought back to the original line of scrimmage. Going short, screen pass. Quick play out, and he drops it. That's an incompletion. That was a business decision, if anything. If I was number three there was Kendall Murga. If I'm number 3 and I saw 57 Jake Banda coming at me, full speed ahead, I may have dropped that ball too. We are looking at a 3rd and 10 with 8:07 remaining. Jake Lister threw a pretty clean ball there, but the defense by Shawsheen, I mean, there's never been a blown coverage play in the games that I've called for the Shawsheen Tech Rams, and I don't expect to see that tonight either. That's an offside. That's going to be flag on the play. Wide receiver miscommunication. He jumped the gun big time. He was by the time he realized he had false started, he was already 5 yards past the line of scrimmage. So we're replaying 3rd down with a 5-yard penalty there. It's going to be a 3rd and 15. The hard cow snap by Lister was meant to trigger, but ended up getting his own guy. We're going wide. Lister trying to throw it away. Elvis with a catch. What a beautiful ball. Elvis is running it up the sideline, and he steps out of bounds. Decides not to take any extra unnecessary contact. Probably could have gotten an extra 5 yards there, but took his time, stopped the clock. That was a beautiful, beautiful rainbow thrown by Lister there. And a more impressive catch. I mean, it was kind of a blind throw. And Lister just knew he truly in his heart said, forget it. I know Elvis is over there somewhere. And Elvis with the athletic hand grab kind of tipped it to himself. We just saw the best play of the night by the Salem Witches. Elvis Espinal, we've been talking about him a lot tonight because he is obviously a big, big playmaker here for the Witches. The Witches are lining up. Clock stopped due to Espinal's quick thinking. And we're throwing it again. Lister throwing it to the slant. He had hands on it, but that was fantastic defense by the Shawsheen Tech Rams. Number 13, Cole Pellegrino, with great defensive coverage. He was all over that. Would have been a tough grab, if anything. So clock stops again with 7:47. We're sitting here. Witches moving. Finally get to the 50-yard line here. Over the 50-yard line officially, actually. So we're really happy to see the progress that they are making. We want to see them close the deal on this drive, get some momentum going before the end of the half. Lister with another throw. He hesitated, and that's a sack. He got the ball. The line immediately crumbled, and 4 Rams were sitting right in his face. He thought about running. He stopped for half a second, and that cost everything. So we're going to be sitting here with about a 15-yard loss. I'm going to say 13 yards, more likely. And big time tackle for the Shawsheen Tech defense. So just as we were trying to give some credit and some love for moving past the 50-yard line, we moved back by about 10. It's hard to blame Lister, man. He doesn't have a lot of time to think, but you gotta be a playmaker. This is the game of the year. He throws it to Espinal, who makes a one-handed catch again. Elvis trucks a player. He sends a message. He's walking through the coaches. He's walking through the entire Tech line. He's looking crazy tough right now. That was a big hit that he just ate. We're looking at 4th and long. Coach is thinking we're going to go punt. It looks like we're going to be bringing special teams out on this one. Going to be a disappointing drive here for Elvis. Oh, and that ball went into the back of the defense. The special teams defensive play we were talking about, folks. The punt went right into the back of his own defender. Shawsheen has just returned the punt. And, folks, we are talking about a huge, huge touchdown for the special teams play. You get a little bit of everything here today, folks. The Rams give you 4 offensive touchdowns. They give you multiple fumbles and a safety. And to cap it off, the cherry on top here for this perfect dream first playoff half. You get a punt going right into the back of his own defender. Returned on the same play by the special teams. That is exactly the miracle magic you want from a championship road to glory drive that you're going to see from this postseason. 35 going on 36. What a block by the Witches! That ball fell right into the hands of the kicker, of the kick holder, correction. That is number 64, Andrew Santo. Andrew Santo saved that play from being returned there. But a big block by Salem on that. They were edging it every single time. I mean, Salem Witches, number 11 for Salem Witches, was coming off the edge. Oscar Fernandez, I want to give him a shout out because you go back and you watch the film on this. He was right there from blocking nearly every kick to get started. He is blowing by his guard. So you got to love that he's still out here fighting. He's stopping that kick right now. Would have made this 36-0. So I want to give your flowers on that play right there. That was beautiful work on the blow that up. Now the Rams are reveling in the victory that is the color purple. They are royalty when it comes to this Massachusetts division, and especially when it comes to the Super Bowl. These guys reigning championship. This is the kind of game you expect from them coming out into the first round. You want to see them play with this energy. If I'm not mistaken right now, it looks to me like we might be warming up backup QB Dylan Faria. He may be getting some reps in and expecting something. So the kick is off already. And, oh, we've broken the play! Salem broke the play! Salem is running and he is going! He is going! He is all alone! He is gone! Absolute huge special teams return touchdown by the Salem Witches. There were bodies everywhere. The Rams had their chance. They couldn't bring him down. He slips through all of them. Looked like number 7, Jaden Peterson on the kick return. That's what happens when you fall asleep at the wheel, guys. You can't slip for even a minute. That's what the coaches were telling them after the first touchdown. That's what they were telling them after the 5th touchdown. This is exactly how you let a team get back into the game. What a beautiful, beautiful play by the Salem Witch special teams. And that's exactly how you got to respond to. You see somebody get a kick return touchdown off of a punt. The first thing you say as a special teams member is, all right, bet. Let me see what I got. Let me show you what I can do. Salem's looking to go for 2 here. It seems like the right thing to do when you're down 35. When it's 35 to nothing, now it's 35-6. Go for 2. What can hurt? They got 3 wide receivers out wide. Can they hold at the O-line? He's going to pass. He delivers a dot. And they're calling that short.
2-point conversion.
Failed 2-point. That was a failed 2-point conversion attempt. It was a fantastic catch. He delivers a beautiful pass under pressure, but great defensive stop to keep that ball from getting over the line. I mean, you got to be absolutely fired up right now by the Shawsheen Tech defense. 35-6. Crazier things have happened, folks. Never forget. We're talking about high school football. This is playoffs, all right? Salem needed that. They had a speedster with a huge play there. Energy is high here at Alumni Stadium, folks. 6 minutes, 30 seconds remaining, and Salem Witches officially got on the board. They look to kick the ball and hopefully get one more going before the end of this half. They get another touchdown here at the end of the half, folks. You never know what kind of momentum this can change. I'm optimistic because I love football, but that being said, the Shawsheen Tech Rams, even on that 2-point conversion play, they got that defense through the line. That ball was touched by Shawsheen Tech Rams, but it's going to be cleanly recovered by Styffe. He wants to return one back. He's sending a message. There he is all night long, waiting for his number to be called, number 5. And that was Styffe. Styffe is the specialist team player when it comes to the special teams. When it comes to somebody who's got more spark to ignite the night, that's how you wipe a kick return right off the board. You do it quicker and you do it better. What a beautiful kick return by Styffe. This is what we're saying when crazier things have happened, folks. Immediately, we talk from 6:29 to 6:17. It's 41-6. Now, Styffe has a reputation up in the Alumni Stadium. When a kick return or a special teams play is happening, people start chanting. People love Styffe here at Alumni Stadium. Shawsheen Tech, there was no doubt in their mind that they were going to see Styffe do something special. The point after attempt is good, and we are sitting at 42-6 with 6:17 remaining. Styffe, this is your song. You are the man. You are the man. You go and tell everybody because you are the man. That was a fantastic kick return, and it's hard to get more excited than that. I mean, you get back-to-back kick returns on special teams plays. It's just pure ecstasy when it comes to being a fan of both football, but mostly special teams. Who doesn't love a good return?
Ladies and gentlemen, we want to wish our varsity JV cheerleaders the best of luck tomorrow at the CAC Championship in Grand Lowell. Good luck to our cheerleaders.
Tomorrow, the varsity and JV cheerleaders will be competing in Lowell, and Shawsheen Tech wants to shout them out and wish them good luck as they represent the school and represent a continual goal for excellence amongst the community. So good luck to you guys on the cheer squad. Now there's 6:17 remaining. The score is 42-6. Cam Wallace with a kick to boot it back. Let's see how the Rams respond after that last kick return. That looks like that's going to be touched, picked up, and brought down at the 13-yard line. So hoping to make another play happen and get a little bit of luck. The Witches get shut down quickly. That is the correct way to respond after you let up a kick return. So special teams exits as defense lines up. Salem, first love of the night. They've got a little bit of opportunity here. That kick return was special. Now, can they capitalize on that? It's a little deflating, of course, when Styffe returns it back. And I just want to say that was the second touch Styffe has gotten all night. I mean, they've kind of almost made a point not to send the ball his way when they kick it. So I'll be interested to see if the ball ends up his direction on the next kick, of course. So the Witches are bunched up and looking to keep this scoring momentum high. Last drive ended in points, of course. Salem's trying to get the trick snaps going. They want some penalties. They're wheeling to the right side. He's got a man on his back, and he's getting brought down. It was a huge sack, once again, by Tilsley. James Tilsley with his second sack of the night. I mean, the man was right on him. Basically a shadow chasing him down. That was a real tough runaway there. It's not easy for the quarterback tonight. I mean, you got to give a lot of respect because coming out there, Jake Lister is being swarmed immediately after the snap. We're sitting here at 2nd and long. Last time we were inside the 5, Jake Lister got a little bit overwhelmed in the end zone. Let's see if he can keep from. There we go, running up the field. We got a great open hole, and that is going to be a nice run there for Salem. They had the first good hole of the night on offense. So that was going to be a big carry by number 3, Kendall Murga. So Kendall Murga is moving out, and Jake Banda is coming off the court, coming off the field. And number 55, Josh Powderly, coming off the field for the Rams. They're making some substitutions, giving some new looks, fresh legs. It's a big third down here. 42-6. Third and long for Lister. He takes a snap. Oh, he swings it out to Elvis. One man to beat. He shrugs off the first guy, but it was 5 more waiting for him. So great defense there by the Rams. Tried to do the little pitch to the outside, and it was not going anywhere. Not a lot of opportunity. It's going to be 4:20 here in the first half. Definitely going to be the punt unit because we're sitting here in your own opponent's red zone. You definitely don't want to be giving them an opportunity. We're seeing kind of the arch that he gets on this kick. That is going high. It's going straight to Nate Smith. Nate Smith got his hands on it. Hattie setting the block. Nate with a lane. Nate going to the right side. Nate with another special teams touchdown. And the score is 50. Sorry, I'm correction. I got ahead of myself there. It is 48-6. There's a flag on the play. Refs are going to be bringing this one way back. Holding on the offense. In my heart, the Rams were always going to go for 2. So when I yelled 50, I just want to throw that out there. That was going to be an 8-point play. But I guess we'll never know, so I was probably never wrong. 42-6. Here we go, folks. The Rams are going to get a full offensive drive here with 3 minutes and 48 seconds remaining. So the holding penalty is going to put them at the 55-yard line. The Shawsheen Tech family community has some choice words and thoughts for the refs, but all I can say from up here in the booth is it was quite an exciting run by Nate Smith. And that explosive energy by the special teams is something that you can expect for the rest of this playoffs to be quite dominant and quite impressive. So Caruso setting up, number 88 running out there. Running out a little late was Cristiano Alfos. We're swinging it, and another pass by Caruso, another dot by Caruso. He takes that to the outside. That's a first down. Beautiful pass there by Caruso. He had Dylan Pratt on a nice clean out route, and he delivered a beautiful dot. So I want to say he's only had maybe 1, if not 2, incompletions all day. This is some of the most throwing I've seen him do in these games. I mean, he is really just taking a look at the defense and making clean reads. You just love to see him experimenting. You know, Adam Caruso has been obviously a clean, winning quarterback, so can't argue with results. So it's 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. Snapping it, we're going underneath short. It's going to be a jet sweep run. Beautiful run by Quinn Carbone. That's going to be about 4 yards, 4 or 5 yards. And there is a dog pile going on right there. They're trying to peel everybody off. Looks like it might be a little bit of a scuffle going on. A lot of passion on the field, a lot of passion here. You remember all the hours Salem's put in this season to get here to the postseason. You just got to be proud of the fact that they've won and dominated the way that they have. So happy to see that this game, the spirit of the game is alive, and even when you're down, you're not out, and that's what matters. 4 wide receivers out for Shawsheen with 1 wide receiver, 1 running back in the back. Jake Banda going out wide, and overthrow, incomplete pass there by Quinn. He's trying to hit Pratt. He had Pratt underneath with a little bit of a look, but he threw it right over Pratt's head. And Dylan Pratt, like I said, multi-sport athlete, got the hops to be able to try and, you know, get some hands on that. It was just a errant ball by Caruso. You could tell how frustrated he was after he let it go, too. He knew that that was a pass, or at least a first down if he had completed it. So we're going out here for 3rd and 6, correction, 3rd and 6. Caruso with a handoff. Banda going down for the first down. rolling and rumbling for 6. Jake Banda gets us to the first down. Might be short, actually. Let me look at this. I think they're going to call this a yard short. So it's going to be 4th and 1. It was a really great run there. I really thought he had it, but refs want to give the extra inch. Make them earn it. 4th and 1. We're coming back out. I'm imagining this ball goes to Jake Banda, the big man underneath. And instead it's going to be kept by the QB himself, Adam Caruso, taking it to the outside. He's got his blockers. He's got an open lane, and he stepped out of bounds. But that was a beautiful, beautiful run by the Shawsheen Tech Rams, mostly by the blockers there. You got to give a lot of credit to the underneath run. They had Quinn coming around the edge to help set with an extra blocker. And Nate Smith, Banda, they really picked up the edge, and they gave him the perfect driving for it. I mean, honestly, at that point, you just follow your man, and you're going to get that first down, maybe even a tutty. So great offensive drive there. We're keeping this going with another first down. Got the ball at the opponent's 16, 17-yard line, it looks like. So we're going to be right into the red zone officially. With 2 minutes, 3 seconds remaining. Snapping it straight to Caruso. He's going to be faking it. That's a clean pass touchdown. Wide open. It was a beautiful fake handoff, but more importantly, that was a beautiful, beautiful route by Dylan Pratt. The space, he was wide open, and that ball was gone before we even knew it. I mean, you got to give credit to Caruso on that play. He had that snap. He saw Pratt was butt naked, and he wanted to make sure that everybody eats today because Thanksgiving's around the corner. So way to feed your families. Fantastic work by Caruso. That's the kind of quarterback play you love to see. Rams taking it to 48, looking at 49 with 1:57 remaining in this first half of play. A blocked kick again. Fantastic defense there by the special teams for Salem. That's 2 in a row that they've blocked. Everything matters, guys. I could hear some of the Shawsheen Tech players scoffing at another block kick, but every little chip matters, you know. You can be down 42 points, but 1:57 remaining, anything is possible. So let's get this going for this first half of play. We still got a whole second half of action. Be excited to see when the coaches decide to start subbing in some of the younger players, give them a little bit of that playoff exposure. I imagine that probably won't happen until we get closer to to the end of the third quarter. But more importantly, you're wondering, what kind of looks is Salem going to come out with in the second half? Are they going to be bringing some different opportunity out here, different change of pace, or are they going to keep trying the same ground game and hope to get a little bit of that edge coverage? Cam Wallace with another great kick. Cameron Wallace sending it out. Good forward roll, and we had to dive straight on it. The Witches dove straight on top. They didn't even have a chance to return it. Cameron Wallace probably took it personal that they returned one of his kicks. I would too if I was a kicker. You can't expect to be the last person to touch the ball and then be happy whenever the other team runs it in, right? So Cameron Wallace with a great kick. It's going to be on the 25-yard line. We got 1:54. This is more than enough time for the Salem Witches to get on the board. I'm 100% certain they've got a couple of timeouts in their back pocket. So let's see what they do here and what opportunities we take. Run off to start the game, and that'll be about a 2-yard gain for the Witches. That was number 3, Kendall Murga. He's the one who had the best look when it came to the run earlier. He had the best look on that earlier run that was about a first down. I want to say it was a 12-yard gain, but Josh Powderly was there on the tackle, so you got to give some love to 55. Josh Powderly, a senior out here making big plays from Bill Ricco. Shawsheen is letting this clock drip. They really don't want to make any mistakes to end the half. So they're doing a QB design run. He looks to try and get a lane cut up, and he's brought down. So we keep it on the ground, and we keep that clock turning. So Jake Lister trying to get that bust big-time play. We've got a minute remaining. I'm not expecting Salem to do anything crazy here to end the half. I think they just want to get out of here safely. Let this clock drip. Salem is lining up, ready to snap the ball. Trying to lull them into a false sense of security and then hopefully maybe take a deep shot here. And another keeper there by Lister. He's going to ensure that we don't take any unnecessary risks. So he holds on to himself. He tries to cut it up. We're going to be short of the first down. But, of course, that's 4th and 4, and 10 seconds remaining. So we're going to let this clock drip. We're going to go to the second half here after the halftime break. While I got you folks, want to make sure we shout out those who power WCTV. That's Critical Mass Solar, Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officers. WCTV is sponsored by B&B Training Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, Frangos, Giovanni's Roast Beef and Pizza Tewksbury, Knowledge Brokers Realty, McGovern Hyundai, Route 93, Red Heat Tavern, Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, Sarkisian Apparel, Wilmington Ace Hardware. Now we'll be coming right back after this. The second half of play. The score is 48-6. Shawsheen Tech Rams up and at it.
I'm Dan Gibbons. This is my wife Jennifer. We own Wilmington Ace Hardware, and we've owned this shop since, in one way, shape, or form, since 2007.
So we were running a Winchester store that was just Benjamin Moore, and Danny does custom window treatments. So we started that business in 2001, and then we had an opportunity to open a business in Wilmington in 2007. So we've moved twice. No, we've moved 3 times, 4 times.
I'd say 3.
Yeah. There used to be a mall here that was called Huntley's, an awesome hardware store. The mall was like further into the parking lot, and they were knocking that down, and Huntley's closed. And like I said, we had a business in Winchester that was just Benjamin Moore and blinds. And I drove by one day to go to Market Basket, and I called Dan and I said, Danny, Huntley's is all boarded up. Like, we need to get Ben Moore back in town. So we started the process of getting another Benjamin Moore store in town. And we started there in 2007, and we were there for 2 years. And then we had the opportunity to move the store here into the new mall, just as a Benjamin Moore store at the time. And then we had an opportunity to move here after Spirit Halloween was here for several years. And then we became Ace.
2020.
Yeah.
We became Ace.
Yep.
In 2020, and here we are.
So Benjamin Moore and Ace are 2 completely different things. And actually, we were True Value first. They contacted us, but it just was not big enough. People weren't really taking us seriously because they'd come in and try to get something, and it was something that we didn't have for them. When COVID happened, everybody was trying to do home projects. We had a chance to save a little bit of money. At the time, we did really well with COVID. A lot of people were home, they were doing home projects, so we thrived and we saved some cash, and we contacted Ace because True Value wasn't getting us enough product.
Yeah, they were struggling. They had a lot of corporate issues, and
Yep.
we reached out to Ace, and this was kind of our vision and Ace's vision together. So.
And it's a co-op. A lot of people think it's a franchise. It's a co-op, so we actually own part of Ace. Everybody that is an Ace store, they own part of the company.
They allow us to carry whatever we want. We don't have to go buy a specific cookie cutter. We carry a lot of local brands. Most people that come in here, either Jennifer or I know their name, or we know where they live, or a little bit about their story. It's pretty personal. If it was just about money, that's just not who we are. We have so many family and friends in town. Our kids have gone to school here.
Wilmington has been so good to us.
It's very reciprocal in town. It's really good.
A lot of our friends and family, like Danny said, they do business with us. Our town wants us to be here. We give that back in return, like our local businesses, we want them to thrive as well. You know, if we need something painted, we go with someone in town, or, you know, we do as much business as we can in our own town as well.
We eat out way too much in town all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great
Restaurants
mezzo.
will tell you Dan and Jen are in all the time. Because
Yeah.
we work late a lot of nights, and it's just, you know, goes both ways.
Yeah, we have fun here, and that's what I want to do. I love everybody that works for me. We just have fun. We eat a lot of food. We, you know, joke with our customers. I work with my husband. That was a huge adjustment for Danny and I to work together, but we know our place. You know, when someone steps up, the other person sometimes has to step back. And it's not easy all the time, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's awesome.
You know, like any couple, you have your days where you
want to kill each other.
drive each other crazy, but it's,
yeah.
at the end of the day, you get, like Jen said, back off, step up, you figure it out.
If we aren't successful, then we can't pay our mortgage and we can't go on vacation. Everybody that spends money here is supporting us. It's crazy how people don't realize that that's what's happening right now. You know, you're supporting our family. My parents owned a Dairy Queen when I was a kid in North Reading, and I watched my parents work for themselves their entire lives. They busted their butts, and I think it's just in my blood to work for myself. I went to school for culinary arts, actually, so I'm a chef by trade, and Danny has always worked in a Benjamin Moore paint store. I think it was just in our blood to own our own business. Danny's the youngest of 11 kids, so a lot of his brothers and sisters also own their own businesses. It's just what is in Danny's blood as well, I believe. Don't you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that, yep.
Danny's brother, Joe, said, I have some money that I want to invest. Would you guys be interested in opening a paint store? And that's kind of how we got started. I'm like, the people in my life are amazing. I'm so fortunate.
I'm Dan Gibbons. This is my wife, Jennifer. We own Wilmington Ace Hardware, and we've owned this shop since, in one way, shape, or form, since 2007.
So we were running a Winchester store that was just Benjamin Moore, and Danny does custom window treatments. So we started that business in 2001, and then we had an opportunity to open a business in Wilmington in 2007. So we've moved twice. No, we've moved 3 times, 4 times.
I'd say 3.
Yeah. There used to be a mall here that was called Huntley's, an awesome hardware store. The mall was like further into the parking lot, and they were knocking that down, and Huntley's closed. And like I said, we had a business in Winchester that was just Benjamin Moore and blinds. And I drove by one day to go to Market Basket, and I called Dan and I said, Danny, Huntley's is all boarded up. Like, we need to get Ben Moore back in town. So we started the process of getting another Benjamin Moore store in town, and we started there in 2007, and we were there for 2 years, and then we had the opportunity to move the store here into the new mall, just as a Benjamin Moore store at the time. And then we had an opportunity to move here after Spirit Halloween was here for several years. And then we became Ace.
2020.
Yeah.
We became Ace.
Yep.
In 2020, and here we are.
So Benjamin Moore and Ace are 2 completely different things. And actually, we were True Value first. They contacted us, but it just was not big enough. People weren't really taking us seriously because they'd come in and try to get something, and it was something that we didn't have for them. When COVID happened, everybody was trying to do home projects. We had a chance to save a little bit of money. At the time, we did really well with COVID. A lot of people were home, they were doing home projects, so we thrived and we saved some cash, and we contacted Ace because True Value wasn't getting us enough product.
Yeah, they were struggling. They had a lot of corporate issues, and
Yep.
we reached out to Ace, and this was kind of our vision and Ace's vision together. So.
And it's a co-op. A lot of people think it's a franchise. It's a co-op, so we actually own part of Ace. Everybody that is an Ace store, they own part of the company.
They allow us to carry whatever we want. We don't have to go by a specific cookie cutter. We carry a lot of local brands. Most people that come in here, either Jennifer or I know their name, or we know where they live, or a little bit about their story. It's pretty personal. If it was just about money, that's just not who we are. We have so many family and friends in town. Our kids have gone to school here.
Wilmington has been so good to us.
It's very reciprocal in town. It's really good.
A lot of our friends and family, like Danny said, they do business with us. Our town wants us to be here. We give that back in return, like our local businesses, we want them to thrive as well. You know, if we need something painted, we go with someone in town, or, you know, we do as much business as we can in our own town as well.
We eat out way too much in town all the time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Great
Restaurants
mezzo.
will tell you Dan and Jen are in all the time. Just
Yeah.
because we work late a lot of nights, and it's just, goes both ways.
Yeah. We have fun here, and that's what I want to do. I love everybody that works for me. We just have fun. We eat a lot of food. We joke with our customers. I work with my husband. That was a huge adjustment for Danny and I to work together, but we know our place. When someone steps up, the other person sometimes has to step back. And it's not easy all the time, but I wouldn't change it for anything. It's awesome.
Like any couple, you have your days where you
want to kill each other.
drive each other crazy, but it's,
Yeah.
at the end of the day, you get, like Jen said, back off, step up, you figure it out.
If we aren't successful, then we can't pay our mortgage and we can't go on vacation. Everybody that spends money here is supporting us. It's crazy how people don't realize that that's what's happening right now. You're supporting our family. My parents owned a Dairy Queen when I was a kid in North Reading, and I watched my parents work for themselves their entire lives. They busted their butts, and I think it's just in my blood to work for myself. I went to school for culinary arts, actually, so I'm a chef by trade, and Danny has always worked in a Benjamin Moore paint store. I think it was just in our blood to own our own business. Danny's the youngest of 11 kids, so a lot of his brothers and sisters also own their own businesses. It's just what is in Danny's blood as well, I believe. Don't you?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. Yep.
Danny's brother, Joe, said, I have some money that I want to invest. Would you guys be interested in opening a paint store? And that's kind of how we got started. I'm like, the people in my life are amazing. I'm so fortunate.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back and ready to Rams. It is the Shawsheen Tech Rams football playoffs here at Alumni Stadium. We are back for a second half of action, of course. We got about 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining until we kick off this second half of football. Take some time to shout out and acknowledge some of the great playmakers of the first half here today. So, of course, we already said it. We told you to keep an eye on them before the game started, but Cam and Jake Banda are no joke. I mean, they've absolutely stepped up today and proven why the family name matters. But across the board, we have seen 3 touchdowns from the Banda brothers. We have seen 2 passing touchdowns from Adam Caruso, the absolute captain of this ship, and QB coming from Bill Ricka, senior in this lineup, number 8. So we want to be proud of the defensive stoppers that have made it today. So James Tilsley had a touchdown pass earlier today, but on top of that, he's had a couple of sacks. And if we're being really honest here, the defense has been the whole reason we're sitting and looking at this game the way we have been. We've gotten 3 fumble recoveries today, 1 safety, and then on top of that, a special teams kick return. We could have said 2 kick returns, but one of them got called back naturally. So what we're looking at right now is 48-6. So if you needed an update summary of the half, the first half went like this. 3 and out, score. Fumble, score. Safety, score. Fumble, score. Kick return. Kick return was a beautiful, beautiful run back by Salem. I mean, that was the most electric play of the game potentially, was in the middle of nothing, in the absolute darkest void that was the black hole known as the Shawsheen Tech special teams defense. A light bursts through and ran it all the way in for a beautiful 70-yarder. So that was the highlight of the first half for the away team. We're talking about the 16 seed Salem Witches. And WCTV is proud to be here covering Shawsheen Tech's phenomenal playoff game as they're going off for a back-to-back championship this year. They're the reigning Super Bowl champions. You're living at Alumni Stadium where you're undefeated for the last 4 years, guys. So we had to talk about the absolute top cream of the crop. So this top drawer team right here is ready to go. They get the ball at half. They kicked to start the game off, so they're going to get the ball at half. This was a huge part of all the momentum being swung. 48-6, and kicking it for the Salem Witches. Looks like he's getting prepped out there. That was number 1, Alvin Laurent. Looks like he's going to be their kicker. A cold wind blows, and it's chilling more than just the Witches in this brisk air. Can't see the moon no more, so the power that the Witches may have is dissipating by the second. But everybody is ready to go as we get this game kicked off. Starting the second half to what was a beautiful first half. If the Rams keep it up, by my math, they're going to be looking at about a 90-pointer at the end of this game. So, kick caught by Hattie Sabay. It was a very athletic catch. He's looking for a lane. He's busting up with his speed. He busted to the outside. Hattie Sabay with another open lane. Hattie Sabay, he wanted that kick return again. Wiping it back to start the second half. We are looking at a beautiful open return by Hattie Sabay. Special teams, special players, special plays. There we go, Hattie Sabay. He made that catch all hand, and you knew he had something in his bag. He caught that both hands, and he was ready to run. Fantastic blocking by the Shawsheen Tech special teams, and we are officially rolling. 54-6. That's how you start off the second half. Like I said, if the Rams keep pace, we're looking at a 90-point second half or total game. So, excuse me for not being able to contain my electricity, but I mean this seriously. If you don't like that, you just don't like Rams football. Now, the Witches have blocked the last 2 point-after attempts, and this one looks like it's going to sneak by them. That was a nice special team start to the game. So, the first time the announcer speaks here at Alumni Stadium to start the half is just to let you know that the score is 55-6. The Rams are rocking and rolling. So, we're going to let Salem get the ball again and give us the offense to see what kind of opportunity they got in this comeback. Shawsheen Tech Rams continue to uphold excellence, like I've said here at Alumni Stadium, and they want to especially remind you that not only are they undefeated at home for the last 4 years, they are reigning champions in this Super Bowl bracket. And this is the exact way that you command an offense, and you let everybody know that this is the kind of team that you got to meet. Match our energy and be better. That's the way you win a championship, folks. Now, as we get ready for this kick, it's Cameron Wallace lined up again. I want to go ahead and take a moment to shout out those who have helped WCTV be here today. That's Critical Mass Solar and Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officers. That ball is a good boomer going to the back. We're going to be returning that here. It's number 11 for the Witches. He really wanted to make a play there. You could tell he was revving for a lane. Oscar Fernandez is taken down quickly by the special teams. That was a great tackle. Hopped right on his back for a piggyback. There's no way you're running a man back 60 yards as well as the Rock. It's just not happening. Number 40 on the stop there by by Wilmington. By Shawsheen Tech Rams, excuse me. Looking at all the different great names that make up this team right here. We got citizens from Billerica, Bedford, Wilmington, Tewksbury. I mean, this is just a stacked who's who of the area for when it comes to the Shawsheen Tech talent. QB handoff to get the game going. He has an outside edge. He's trying to break a tackle. He was revving those legs. He just couldn't break away.
Ball carry, he's wrapped up by Hawks. Second down.
It's going to be a second down here for the Salem Witches. Cheerleaders for Shawsheen Tech are blacked out today, letting you know that they're here to beat the Witches. Going to a direct handoff. Looks like that ball is going to be another tackle for loss on the jet sweep there.
Big tackle by number 72, Liam Sullivan.
Number 72, Liam Sullivan there on that tackle. It was a huge play by the young sophomore.
Football fans, big freshman game here tomorrow, 11 o'clock. The Rams host Zavarian Brothers High School. 11 o'clock, the freshman team.
Shawsheen Tech Rams are lining up for a big third down and third and long. So they're going to try and get this stop here and get the offense back on the field. We are rolling. What a great pass attempt there. I mean, he really got that off with the pressure coming right down on his arm. It wasn't a completion, and it wasn't a close to a completion, but it definitely was a great way to get the ball off without taking that tackle. It's been a tough day for QB1 over here, Jake Lister. He hasn't had it easy, and it's going to be a fourth down punt by the Salem Witches as we got 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. That is going to be a missnapped kick, and he's throwing it. Oh, he tried to turn something out of nothing there, and he just barely overthrew his receiver on what I'm not going to assume was intentionally a fake. I'm going to go ahead and commit to the idea that that was just a missnapped punt, never intended to be a pass play, and Elvis decided just to try and make something out of nothing there because Elvis Espinal is one of their top playmakers here for Salem. Kicks the ball, runs the ball, busts up tackles. I mean, he's an absolute playmaker, but that's going to be a turnover on downs for the Rams. They're going to get the ball here. Turnover on downs for the Witches, correction, in the Rams' favor. And we got 5 minutes and 20 seconds. Looks like Shawsheen had too many men on the field during that punt, that stumbled punt attempt, it looks like. So it's going to be first down for Salem. We're doing a jet sweep underneath, doing a motion underneath, keeping it with the QB. Lister with a great run. That's going to be a 5-6 yard gain. Everything happened very quickly there with the officiating, so we're trying to catch up and let you know what we know as quickly as we can. But it's going to be 6 yard gain, and that was a great tackle by number 53, Shane Spur, senior from Tewksbury, with a great game-saving tackle in terms of what could have been a busted touchdown play. Let me say drive-saving tackle. We'll say drive-saving tackle. And we're getting reset out here. Lister looking to make something happen. Jake Lister snaps the ball, hands it off, and immediately runs into 3 defenders. That's going to be a fantastic blown-up play there by number 40. That was David Hawkins, sophomore. I mean, it's a great play by a young guy right there, blowing past the offensive line, taking the running back, Cesar Mesa Castillo, straight down. Mesa Castillo with a great run attempt, but we were all over that too quickly. And James Lister keeping it up. He's got a couple receivers out right. He's going to keep that himself, tuck it in for the outside. Actually, not James Lister. That was Elvis. Big-time playmaker. That was the Wildcat formation. They snapped that straight to Elvis, who tried to bust that in for a quick look inside. It was a good inside zone run, but it looks like it's going to be short of the first down. No, correction. That's going to be the first down. He just got there. Great run. Now, it looks like they've actually made a change here. Lister's not even on the field right now, so Elvis is under center. Elvis with another direct snap. They might stick to this Wildcat formation as it is the most promising thing we've seen today. Another positive yardage gain. Looks like we got another positive gain here. Now Salem is back to passing the 50-yard line. Again, this is huge momentum to keep their third quarter promising. Got two receivers out wide. And another direct snap. It looks like that run was a little bit off course. It had to curve that around to get some extra space. And number one, Alvin Laurent tried to make something happen there. Didn't have a lot of opportunities, so. It's going to be second down. Tackle for loss there, made by Shawsheen. The Salem Witch fan base is fired up. They love the offensive momentum that they've gotten in this quarter here. Snapping it to Elvis one more time. He's starting to bust it to the right side. Great blockers ahead. He's got a lane. He's going down the sideline and steps out of bounds. Awesome offensive play call there by the Witches to convert a huge third down. So it's going to be a great run attempt by Elvis, so that's going to get us the first down. The announcer called some type of false start, but I'm not really sure what he was talking about. It says we're moving along, picking up the yardage that Elvis just got there. Elvis is still under center. We have not yet to see Lister come back out there yet. That run is going to the right side. That was a great run attempt again, looking to taking it to the zone. It was a great run attempt by number 3, second down. That was Kendall Murga. And looks like number 8 is there. Cesar Mesa Castillo has been in the backfield with Elvis. They've completely moved on to a different offensive look just to get some kind of momentum. Elvis is taking it to the left side. More direct snaps. He's busting it. He's got the edge. And Shawsheen players trying to get there, both stumbling on top of each other. We got Elvis with a fantastic pickup. That was another first down play. Dante Di Giovanni got this stop, but that'll be the end of the third quarter. So as we finish the third here, the score is 55-6. The Witches have had the most promising quarter of the game today, and it's come on a lot of design Wildcat runs. It wasn't looking like the offense was set up to keep that pocket alive, but it does look like they figured out something that's working against these Rams. So if anything, it's important to note for the rest of these teams in the playoffs coming up, keep an eye on what's working against the Rams right now, guys. This is the team to beat. You got your Super Bowl champions, and they have a really clean record when it comes across the board, not just offense, but special teams, defense. This is a complete team. So want to give a lot of credit to, of course, the coaching staff here at Shawsheen Tech. Al Costabile, of course, is the head coach, athletic director, but I want to give some shout out to Eric Banda, the assistant coaches for Joel Brealey, Chris Ferrari, Chris Fusco, Sean Hines, Joe Gore, Doug Pratt, and Brian Tilsley. Connor Holland is the athletic trainer, and we just got a really stacked, considerate coaching staff here that wants to see these guys succeed. So we keep this offensive drive going with the Salem Witches snapping it again. Another straight snap to Elvis. He's brushing past tackles, making men miss. Absolute athlete right there. You can tell by the way he composes himself that he is ready to handle the ball, and he knows exactly how to drive down the line. Second down here. 11 minutes, 30 seconds remaining in this blowout playoff game for the Shawsheen Tech Rams, giving you the kind of first seed performance that you want to see. So got to be excited for the remainder of this playoff run. And 2nd and 5. Looks like we're keeping it in Elvis's hands under center. He's going to be handing that off, and that's going to be a tackle for loss. Blown up coverage by the offensive line. They're just getting brutalized here by Shawsheen's defense. I mean the time and opportunity, the difference between these QB design runs when we're wildcatting and we're giving it to Eric, the kind of he's going to give it to Elvis, I'm sorry. When you're giving it to Elvis and you get the kind of coverage or block lineups that he's getting, of course you're going to get a little bit of opportunity here. But a few seconds gives the running back just that much momentum to make a play. So Elvis is keeping it. He's running to the right side. Great read with a push-off. Great stiff arm. He fought for some extra yards there. He may have lost a shoe. He sure did. Nothing was going to bring him down, especially not that shoe. He was fighting for those extra yards. I want to say he's short of the first down. Yeah, we're looking at a 4th and 1, if not a 4th and 2. And at this point, Salem, you got to go for it. You know you want points. You got to get those points on the board. Offensive line, hold your blocks. Give Elvis half a yard. Busting it to the right side. A lot of space. Great pickups. Way to find your hole and find your lane there, Elvis, and you slid in for a nice first down. We're sitting here at 1st and goal. It's about a 5 yards to the goal here. Give me 6, 7 yards here for the goal. And more importantly, we've got our running back Elvis with a fantastic drive. Hands it off here, busted it to the right side, right into blockers, but positive momentum, and it looks like we're picking up a yard or two at the very least. This is it. This is it for you guys, Salem. You get into the end zone here, and you can at least find some positive light in the domination that was Shawsheen's defense. I mean, it's really hard to come in here on a cold winter night in an undefeated stadium, and you get a couple of turnovers to start the game off. It's just hard to climb out of. So Elvis with another run, busting it straight to the inside. Great carry. He's falling forward, and we're right here 1-2 yards away from a touchdown. And we got a player down on the field. This is quite unfortunate. Of course, we only had about 8 minutes remaining here in this game, so hopefully he's okay. Players are taking a knee, and we hate to see this kind of stuff here in the playoffs, but everybody's giving their heart, and they're not giving up, and that's why you love to see the competitive nature of athletes here. So and now the Witches are sitting about 3 yards short of this touchdown. We are getting some breathers on the field. It's looking like an unfortunate injury timeout. Here we go. Crowd is applauding as he stands. We're so happy to see that he's able to get himself off the field. Our hearts go out here, not only for Shawsheen, but also from WCTV. Absolute stud, bouncing himself off the field right now. Gave his heart, left it all on the field today, so we can't say anything but we're proud. As we get back into a little bit of the last 7 minutes of this fourth quarter of action, Salem is lining the ball up. They are 3rd and 2 away from a touchdown here to bring the score from 55-6 to 55-12. Losing an offensive lineman right here on the line is not ideal, of course, so we just want to make sure everybody's safe. And it looks like we're taking a timeout here.
Timeout.
Salem wants the timeout. They want to reconfigure, shake it off a little bit, of course. You just lost a starting player. Now, coach is checking in with his team, of course. Listen, you delivered an absolute shutout of a game for the most part today. At least on the offensive and defensive side, you can say that you didn't give up anything. So if I'm the coach right now, I want to make sure my team comes out with that mentality that two more downs, that's all it takes. And you can say with pride that on defense today, you didn't give up a single point. And it's been a really fantastic game. I mean, it's hard to say that it's been back and forth, but what you can say is that there's been a lot of respect amongst the players today. The frustration is obviously evident when it comes to a game like this, but the talent in the room and the respect amongst these two teams is, you know, exactly what you want to see when it comes to high school sports, guys. Classiness and professionalism, and it's going to carry amongst sportsmanship, you know, the longer you go. So Salem is lining up 3rd and goal with 6:30 remaining. We got 2 wide receivers out wide, and Elvis is taking the snap directly. Got a clean block, and there's the touchdown. Elvis, absolute stud of an athlete for this team. He almost 100% carried this team to this touchdown right here. I mean, I want to say he feathered a couple snaps here and there that were important big gains, but the team found their workhorse, and they wanted to make sure he got the touches he needed. The handoffs just weren't working today. Shawsheen was getting back there before you could even get the ball to the running back. So, you know, a lot of credit here. Elvis has had a tough game, and we want to show him some support as he came through and ran that ball in. They're definitely going to go for 2 here. It's 55-12. You're going to want this second point opportunity, no doubt. Now, Elvis is still back there, no regular QB, so wondering if he's going to run it. Of course he is. He finds the hole, he finds the lane. Did he get in there? That's good for 2. Nice touchdown, followed by a nice 2-point conversion for Elvis. Man, if he was a fantasy football player, you would have loved this drive. So, beautiful stat line. There's 5 minutes remaining here, and the final score yet to be determined. We're looking to figure out what kind of drive Shawsheen plans to have. Is this the drive where you bring in some of the youngsters and let them get some playoff atmosphere starts and touches? I'd be surprised to see Coach put Caruso back out there. At this point in the game, you just really want to work the clock down and get out safely. If anything, let the, you know, cautionary tale that is somebody going down on the field remind you that everybody here is, their health is more important than anything. So we just got to make sure that on both sides, playoffs or no playoffs, so you're feeling good. Yeah, you can tell that this is going to be this is the kind of special teams unit you want to see. We're bringing Hadi Sabeh and Nate Smith, taking them off the field, and you're going to put out there a couple new names that need a little bit more opportunity. So you got Nochi and Lane out there getting their opportunities for some touches on the last 4 minutes of this fourth quarter of play. Ball is up in the air. It's going to be dropped there. This is why you get those looks and opportunities. He's busted it to the outside. He's got some space. He breaks the first tackle. Good hit. Way to eat that. And that's exactly the kind of contact that you want to see. Number 30, Gavin Lane with a great run there. He picked up the ball off of the quick drop by his teammate Nochi, and then still turned it into some positive yardage. So, and here we are with the opportunity squad. That's what I'm going to call them, only because this is their chance at the end of the game to go out there and prove to coach that in the future that they are the team to respect and to remember. So I think number 17, Daniel Faria, is going to be coming out at quarterback. He's going to be leading the offense for the remaining 3 minutes of play. Daniel Faria coming out here to close this game out. Daniel wants to show that he can be decisive and cool under pressure. So he starts it off with a nice handoff to the outside to Lane. Lane breaking some tackles, man. Lane, he's going to be somebody to coming up here in the next couple of years to keep an eye on, of course. I love it when coach gives guys who make good plays on special teams the first snap on offense. That just lets them know that they're being rewarded for their efforts, you know. All right, Faria coming back out under center, snapping, getting his boys ready. We got 2 minutes, 30 seconds remaining just to work the clock down. If we end up in the end zone, we end up in the end zone. We got a little bit of a jump there, but no flag. Nice cut up there, good spin. Way to break the tackle for some extra yardage, and that was a really strong run there by number 35. Andrew Holly with a great run there. As we close out the last 2 minutes of this game, WCTV wants to shout out those who power us. So WCTV is powered by Critical Mass Solar, Austin Styffe Mortgage Loan Officer. WCTV Sports is powered by B&B Training and Development, CMS Plumbing and Heating, Forrest Auto, Frangos Chicken Fingers, Giovanni's Roast Beef and Pizza Tewksbury, Knowledge Brokers Realty, McGovern Hyundai, Route 93, Red Heat Tavern, Rocco's Bar and Restaurant, Sarkisian Apparel, and Wilmington Ace Hardware. Snapped Faria, passed off to Lane. He's busted it to the outside, trying to get the edge. He can't get there. Great defense by the Salem Witches to stop this one. Clock is going to keep rolling as we get to the 1 minute mark. I imagine the punt unit is going to come onto the field, but with 30, 40-ish seconds left. I wouldn't be surprised if coach just wants to see Faria try and get that first down, close this game out, send everybody home. This has been a fantastic game by both teams today, of course. A lot of heart and a lot of hustle. Names to remember going into the next playoff game for Shawsheen easily is going to be the Band of Brothers, of course. Like we said, it's going to be about the running backs today. It's something you got to keep an eye on when it comes to these kind of playoff games. And Jake Banda, right off the cuff, had 3 touchdowns in the first quarter just to let everybody know who he is. And that hat trick set the tone for the whole game today. First down by the Rams, and that's going to do it, folks. That'll close our game out as we want to say thank you all for joining us to watch this coverage. Shawsheen goes on to close out this game 55-14. Undefeated at home and for 4 years straight and still rolling. But the Shawsheen Tech Rams, we're driving and ramming it hard today, guys. So we are so proud to say that next week they'll be going into the round of 8 after this Sweet 16 playoff game. And hopefully with the eye on one prize, getting to the Super Bowl, let everybody know who's boss. We're welcoming all of you to come visit us again at WCTV for future games, and we look forward to hearing from you soon. I'm Jack Hamilton Smith. We'll be talking to you later. Bye-bye.